Hey there, everybody. This is Sean Donnelly and...
This is Andy Fiore.
From the Defend Your Movie podcast. We want to thank you so much for listening to the episode. Before we get started, we just want to express how important it is that you guys spread the word about the podcast if you can. Also, rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you subscribe to podcasts, because it really, really helps. It helps the algorithm of the show, and it helps get the word out. It helps the podcast be more, in the lexicon of podcasts.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I'm using the word lexicon a lot lately. So we're really trying to get this thing going. The Patreon is working. That will be up very, very soon. And that's patreon.com/defendyourmovie. But make sure, really, review us, send us messages, defendyourmovie@gmail.com, tweet at us. All of it helps people find out about the podcast. We want to get the word out. We want people to know about this thing. Right, Andy?
That's correct.
Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
Thank you so much, and enjoy the episode.
In a world full of movie podcasts, here is one more. Welcome to Defend Your Movie with Sean Donnelly.
The time has come again. The champion must stand. It can only be one of us. Victoria! So stand up and fight, my friend. There's a title you must defend. Shut it on and on. Bring it to me. Defend your movie.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Defend Your Movie. I am one of your hosts, Sean Donnelly. I am joined by my radical co-host, Andy Fiore, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Shawnee.
Hi, how are you, Andy?
I'm good. I'm rad.
Yeah, you're a rad dude.
Thanks. I don't think everybody's ever described me as that before.
You're radical. In my book, you're radical.
I'll take it.
Yeah, Bart Simpson and you. Just ripping it up on the skateboards. Radical, dude. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited about what we have in store. First up, how are you, Andy?
I'm good, man.
Did you watch anything this week? Should we do that?
I didn't watch any movies. I did tune in for most of the Oscars, which we'll touch upon.
We're going to touch upon that, yeah.
We'll go over our scores and our recap from last week. But no, I got caught up in the Netflix, Amazon Prime series.
Oh, like the TV show type stuff?
Yeah.
It's like a really long movie, some of those shows. So
Yeah.
What were you watching?
I binged Red Oaks.
Oh,
Which,
I tried out for that, to be
Yeah.
in like a threesome scene or something weird, like a weird I didn't
That's
get
funny.
it, but yeah. Rachel Feinstein's in that.
Rachel Feinstein's in it. A lot of comics. Tom Papa's in it. Some other friends of ours I noticed throughout the series. It was good. I enjoyed it. It's for North Jersey Country Club setting.
Yeah.
Which, that was my first job. I was a caddy in a North Jersey country club.
Was it true to
I
life?
felt like I had a little bit of a connection to that. I was never a member in a country club, but it seemed accurate.
Yeah, and it's almost like Caddyshack, but like in Jersey.
Yeah.
A little bit different. Wait, where, it was North Jersey, and it's the people that like belong to the club?
Yes.
And what year is it supposed to be, the 80s?
It's hardcore 80s. It's like 85 or 87. It's a good watch. I'd
How's the
recommend.
aesthetic, like the look?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's definitely some scenes where you're like, oh, that's just like,
Yeah.
that's just like a 1998 Camry over there.
There's a Kia Rio going. Yeah.
I didn't even try and change that.
I just leave it. It's not a big deal. Nobody knows. I remember, I don't think I mentioned this last week. I ended up rewatching most of Doctor Strange. Did you talk about that?
No.
I watched, and it was on again, and I found myself watching it again, but I didn't finish it. That's like, I think that's an underrated Marvel movie, Doctor Strange.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't? I'm not going to ruin the ending for you, but really, I think I've mentioned this before, either on my radio show or on this. Really interesting ending. The fact that I like it, it's not your typical, even Marvel or action movie, superhero movie ending. So that's worth just to see that. And Benedict Cumberbatch, I like that guy. I really like him.
Me too.
You watch those Sherlock things with him and the guy from Lord of the Rings?
No, I haven't, but I do like him as an actor.
It's a TV show, but it's basically like 3 hour-and-a-half episodes. So it's like 3 movies in a row.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's freaking awesome.
Not right.
And he's a very charming guy. And so I watched that again. And I think it's like a really good. I remember like before I went to go see Doctor Strange, I saw it in the movie theaters when it came out. I remember being like, "Oh, this is gonna be like boring.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the Lord of the Rings of Marvel. Do you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be this trippy, dippy, and it's not. It's pretty straight up, and it's a cool story. And they have the effects are really cool, and you have like good actors in it, like Benedict, and then you have like Tilda Swinton in like a Marvel movie. She's like the old wise one. So yeah, I that's what I watched. And yeah, so today what we're going to do is we're going to go over our picks from last week, from the Oscars, and we're going to see how right we were. And I think, I didn't listen back to the tape, but I think that the winner is supposed to get the other one, Mighty Quinn's Barbecue. It's not too far from the studio.
I think it was a meal of some sort.
a meal.
Yeah. A meal.
All right. This is the meal.
It's the meal. Now it's coming back. It's funny today. I had soup for lunch too.
Oh, that one. I should talk about that. I should talk about who I met today.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes, I had no. All right,
Big meat.
talk about. This is the mother of all Seinfeld references.
Now between you and me, we've met a good deal of Seinfeld one-time characters.
Yes, there's one that hangs out at the Comedy Cellar. Who Rava? We've talked about her before, I think, on the show. I met right next door to the Comedy Cellar. I met the dry cleaner, like Jerry. That's against the dry cleaners code. Who I loved meeting. He was in some play at the Playhouse right next door to the Comedy Cellar. You met.
I've met
not Fargman, but Fargman's assistant.
Elaine's boyfriend. His real name is it's like John Patrick Stewart, I believe.
Yeah,
he played Desperado.
And you showed me a picture of him. We can even post the picture of you and him on the Defend Your Movie page.
We'll do it. And because I shot a pilot with him for Food Network, and the whole time I was sitting there, I go, where do I know this motherfucker from? He's one of those.
Oh, so that's where you met him. You were on set with him.
And I was looking at the call sheet list, and I go, John Patrick Stewart, name doesn't sound familiar. I literally just went IMDb, and then as soon as I saw the picture, I went, Desperado! Of course!
Did you talk to him about it?
I talked to him about it. I couldn't hold on like the last day of shooting.
Did he give you any bits of cool info that we could talk about?
He said it was really fun. No, he didn't give me any cool behind-the-scenes stuff, but... I go, yeah, man, can we take a picture? I go, can you jump into the Desperado feed? He jumped right into it. It's perfect.
Well, he must
get
stopped
picture him
all the time.
That's one of the things I asked him. He goes, I get recognized for that more than anything
else.
Ever done.
I believe that. Yeah. I honestly believe that. Then, so that brings us to today. I went on an audition.
And Mickey you met too.
Oh, and I met Mickey, Danny Woodburn,
characters.
who performs a lot. I think I don't know if he's a stand-up more than he is like kind of a sketch improv guy, but I think he does some stand-up. Yeah, Mickey, that was great. And he was beyond gracious about it and really cool. And then I saw him somewhere else. And his favorite
not
move.
Good for radio.
It's not good for radio. He did the table grab that Mickey does in one of the episodes. If you know Seinfeld, you know what we're talking about. When George calls him a midget and he grabs the table in anger.
It's beautiful acting. It made the funniest I've ever laughed in the show.
But today, dude, I go to an audition. I come out. I'm in the lobby of the building, and this lady's checking in. And it's at this point, I'm like the Terminator. It's almost like I have Terminator vision for character actors from Seinfeld. I literally just go, Toby from the episode. And it was the girl from the episode, I think it's The Fire. Oh, no, that's a Fire. It's the one where she works with Elaine and she goes to Jerry's comedy show and she heckles him.
Yes.
And then she runs out and gets her foot gets run over by the bus.
You're Batman.
You're Batman. I am Batman.
Yeah, Kramer saves the town.
One of the greatest Kramer scenes ever.
Yeah, really.
When he does the whole thing, he goes, "No, I'm driving the bus." Yeah. And she's fantastic in it. You can't miss this girl. She's like, "It's great. Everything's great. This is so much
great.
fun." Hi, Toby. How are you? I'm great. I'm totally great.
Of course you are. You're deranged.
So here's the thing, man. This is 20-something years later. This woman looks exactly the same, pretty much. Her name is Vianne Cox, I believe.
Okay.
And I saw her, and I immediately went into like polite Sean mode. I'm usually a polite guy, but I was like, "Excuse me, I don't want to bother you, but I was just auditioning upstairs as well." I said that so that she wouldn't think I was a nut. I was still being nuts by doing this, but I was like, "Hey, I'm a big fan of your Seinfeld episode. Would you mind taking a picture with me?" And she was more than gracious and took a picture with me. And that was pretty much it. She had to run up to go audition, but I was like, "Oh my God, I'm the countdown." The two shows that I take pictures with people are Seinfeld and Lost.
Yeah.
So if there are any Lost people I see, I run and I try to get a picture, and then anybody in Seinfeld, I try to get a picture.
So Defenders, if you're out there and you see a Seinfeld character or anybody having to do with the show, Tweet at Defend Your Movie. We'll post it. We'll get it.
Yes.
Let's make this our mission, Defenders.
That'd be great. Yeah. Should we do it like a hashtag? Hashtag Seinfeld actors?
Defend your Seinfeld.
Defend your Seinfeld. Hashtag Defend your Seinfeld. And then tweet at us with that hashtag, and then post your picture.
We'll post
We'll put it
ours.
on the Defend Your Movie page, and we'll talk about it on the show.
Absolutely.
If you, anybody, it could be Jerry. If you take a picture of Jerry, that'd be great. But I mean, like any.
I don't know if that one's going to happen.
Not going to happen, but yeah. I don't think he likes doing
I
that.
told you that story, maybe not on here, but I think we've all. There's an old TV show at Gotham Comedy Live on the Access TV network.
Yeah.
A lot of comics have done it, but
It's not that old. It's from a couple years ago.
there was a episode we did was Larry Miller was our host.
Oh, that's right. I think you told me about this.
And
There you go. Another.
he's great. Another,
Defend
which
your
I didn't even
Seinfeld.
think of at the time. I didn't even make the Seinfeld connection
Because
within the show.
Because you
I
knew
was-
him as a comic
Yeah.
before. Like I knew who he was before he was on the show.
And he's still great friends with Jerry Seinfeld. So Seinfeld came up and was like, "Can I do time?" He essentially did 20 minutes before the TV taping. Essentially did warm up for our taping. It was Seinfeld, and the crowd went. Those crowds were so hot. Anyway, they went berserk for Seinfeld.
Oh my
and then
god!
Larry Miller came on. Yeah,
I don't think you got a sweeter deal.
But my point was, downstairs in the Gotham green room, it was maybe one of those things where I'm like, maybe I'm gonna meet Seinfeld, and they were all like, "Don't go near him." You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
getting makeup done. They were like, he doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Yep.
You're like, well, it's 5 comics alone in the room. It's a TV taping. Maybe this could be like some sort of camaraderie thing. They were like, don't even approach him.
Yeah, yeah, I
All
know.
right.
He's known for being like that. You know,
But whatever. The side characters are the fun ones anyway.
They are, and I think with him, it's one of the things where he was at the cellar one night, and and even how obsessed I am, and we are with this,
Yeah.
I didn't even ask to go up, and Ryan Hamilton kind of knows him. I was like, maybe I'll ask Ryan, and I'm like, no, I'm not even doing it because I know he'll just say no. That's the
I don't
thing.
think I would do it with Jerry. I would die for a picture with Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Oh my god! But I think she would do that.
I
no
think so,
problem.
too.
I would hope. So yeah, defenders out there,
Defend your Seinfeld.
Defend your Seinfeld.
Be nice about it. Don't go out of your way and be rude. But
Hashtag defend your Seinfeld. If you're gonna ask for the pick, tell them about the podcast, and then we'll post it online. And tell them how much we love the show. We do a Seinfeld reference every show. Let's go to our Oscar picks.
all right. So we did a few picks. We didn't do everything. And somebody tweeted at us. We did forget to do.
Cinematography.
We made such a big deal about it.
I thought that we chatted about it, and we just
because
the
they
Roma
ended
was
up.
a no-brainer for that, wasn't it?
I don't remember. They ended up not doing it during the commercials. They ended up doing more on the live broadcast, and it became a pain in the ass because you're going. Yeah, this is the shit you do during the commercials. You know what I mean? But
Well, it's also they added more
Yeah.
to the thing. Oh, not just cinematography, some other stuff.
yeah,
But people were just saying cinematography you need to do during the show.
I agree. Absolutely, 100%. No host, I thought worked fine.
Worked fine. And you really realize how little the host does on those things anyway. They come on the
Right.
beginning.
It's a song
they
and
do
dance at the top.
Yeah.
And,
And they do sections in between kind of and bring out maybe a couple of presenters.
Yeah.
But a lot of time the announcer's doing most of the legwork during
Exactly.
the show.
Or, I think a fun thing to do is kind of when you have the celebrities, let them piggyback it like a fucking open mic or something where you're like, and now, coming up next, Daniel Day-Lewis. You know, it
That'd be kind of fun too.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I think when
I host a movie podcast. It took me 10 seconds to think of an actor.
it's one of those things where you're watching it and you really don't realize how much little the host does. But I guess in the past, the opening, you're kind of like they're putting their brand on it. Like Billy Crystal, I was like, I think it was like Billy Crystal fans were watching it and really
That, and it was
Yeah.
almost like it used to be let's jab at the year that we just had in the movies.
Yes.
It was like there would maybe be a
Yeah.
song that incorporated it, and they'd poke fun at all the movies and all the stories of the year.
Yes.
That was fun. Then it became almost roasty, where you had, this wasn't the Oscars, but I think whatever Ricky Gervais was, maybe the SAG Awards or the...
that was Golden Globes.
Golden Globes.
But he got
that
like-
was funny, but it was just like the people in the audience. But I always thought it was fun to kind of put bribes at the barbs at the storylines of the past year that had to do with all the movies that we're celebrating tonight.
Well, with Billy Crystal, they used to put him in
That
the
was-
movies.
he was always good.
And then,
Yeah, exactly.
And then I think they did that. Other people, they had bits, like even if it was a live song about it, where they were going back and forth and making jokes about the movies. Yeah, that works great. And now I guess they don't. Maybe they won't do that now. I don't know. But if they go back to that and you get somebody neutral that you're not going to run into a problem, it's like that might work better.
Yeah.
So let's go to our picks.
All
We're
right,
start from the bottom.
We're going to bring in Alex, the producer, for this. So it's 3 people scoring. And we'll start with original screenplay. Sean picked Green Book. Andy picked Green Book. Alex picked The Favorite. Chalk it up to the hosts of the podcast, Andy and Sean, because Green Book did indeed win.
Yay!
Best original screenplay.
Nice.
That was original. Yeah.
Best adapted screenplay. Everybody in the room picked If Beale Street Could Talk,
Really?
and we were all wrong.
Yes. Yeah, it was Black Klansman, right?
Black Klansman, written by Charlie Wachtel, David Rabinowitz, Kevin Wilmot, and Spike Lee. You would have no idea that those men even existed if you just watched the Oscars broadcast. Spike Lee went up and talked nonsense. I couldn't follow that. I'll pay anybody if they could.
Was he drunk?
It was, rambling. I think it was excitement. He had notes he was looking at, but it was just non sequiturs. It was very weird, and it was just
Well, when he
a
didn't
lot
win
of-
Best Picture, he tried to leave. You hear that?
I didn't watch that part.
No,
I
he
flipped back and
tried
forth.
to leave. They wouldn't let him leave because you can't leave that room.
Oh, really?
So he got so mad he wanted to leave, and they wouldn't let him leave.
Well, it wasn't the best picture, Spike. Very overrated filmmaker. if you
Yeah.
ask me.
I
So
think
the
he's
scores
great,
remain the same.
but I don't like the same movies other people do with him. All right, so scores the same right now. What's next?
What is next is let's go to Best Supporting Actress. Alex picked Rachel Weisz. Sean picked Emma Stone. Andy picked Regina King.
I picked Emma Stone.
The winner was Regina King.
Yeah, Regina King. I did not think Regina King would win for that. I did not think that.
I had a feeling she was going to. I think she won it at the Golden Globes, so I just went with that.
Okay. I made a pick off that.
2-1. Best Supporting Actor. The whole group picked Mahershala Ali, who was indeed the winner.
The winner, yeah.
We all get a point for that one. Scores remain the same. Best Lead Actress. We went Alex. Olivia Colman. Andy picked Glenn Close. Sean picked Glenn Close. Alex coming out of the closet. Not literally.
More than one way.
Yeah. I picked Glenn Close because of she won the Golden Globe.
I pretty much made all my picks on.
No, that's not a bad way to do it. For most of it, it works. Usually.
So Alex ties up Shawnee. Andy Fiore still in the lead with 3-2.
This is a close game.
The Oscar for lead actor. Sean picked Rami Malek. Andy picked Rami Malek. Alex picked Christian Bale. 2 points
Ooh, I'm
awarded
beating Alex, but I'm not beating Andy.
to
Andy's
Andy and
Andy's
Sean.
at 4. Sean's at 3. Alex is at 2.
Comes down to Best Picture and Best Director. Best Picture, Sean Greenbook, Andy Greenbook, Alex Roma.
Ooh.
Again. Point for Sean, point for Andy. Comes down to Best Director. Sean Spike Lee, Andy Alfonso Cuarón, Alex Alfonso Cuarón.
Oh!
The winner, Alfonso Cuarón. A point for Alex, a point for Andy,
No point for Sean.
no point for Sean.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, shit. So Andy is the winner.
Andy is the winner.
So how does it work? You buy...
I don't buy.
Oh, I thought you buy a
hell
dinner.
out
I
of
thought that was- you said one meal. Oh, it's the
I'll
loser
be
buys
buying
dinner.
I'll be getting the meal free of charge.
All right, we gotta get a meal for... but Alex loses.
Alex could buy. You can. I guess
Split it.
Alex.
We'll split it.
Yeah.
We'll split it.
We'll split it.
We'll buy the
We'll get-
appetizers.
okay, that sounds
split
good.
Another year of Oscars madness and mayhem in the books.
Yeah, I wonder what they'll do next year.
Do
Do you think because it worked out and there was no bad press about the no host, there
No,
that they'll do it again?
maybe. I don't know.
The more, because I feel like the world we live in now, the more murmuring there is about didn't matter, no host, no host, no host, no host. Then
Yeah.
people go, you know what? There'll be a Vice article, why the Oscar needs no host every year.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Then people are like, yes, we'll just do it. Because the thing is this, they probably, do they pay them or they don't pay? They pay the host,
I think
right?
it's a pretty nice,
Pretty
gig.
hefty, right?
Yeah,
They'll save a bunch of cash.
I think it's like $1 million.
Is it?
Yeah,
Jesus.
you got to work pretty hard.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of build-up.
Yeah, I also think it's whatever network is broadcasting the Oscars will just decide to do their own thing.
I think they should get the people that are suited for it. You know who would be good? Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he ever broke through that ceiling of doing that. He'd be like an Emmys host.
He did something.
He never did
recently.
movies, really. Oh, no, he was in
He was all over
in
the
Gone
place,
Girl.
really.
He was in Gone Girl. But
No, I mean, he did an award show. He hosted something recently.
that was like a couple years ago, wasn't it?
All right, well, that's recent.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I mean. But like, why not? They can have him host. People do it multiple
I'm a
times.
little tired of him, though.
Are you?
Yeah, a little bit. He was all over the point. That got sick of it. He was in like a Heineken commercial every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He was on TV in every single rerun of
I think he's a hustler.
He's definitely a hustler.
He works.
Well, he had a lot of
Alex-
time to
Yeah,
build up the energy.
exactly. I think he works his ass off.
Yeah.
Right, Alex?
Who?
Neil Patrick Harris?
Oh, he's a hustler, all
he
right.
works his ass off.
Good to see you
Yes.
with us, Alex.
He does work his ass off.
What? Huh?
Alex is doing 10 different things at once. All right, so let's go to the meat and potatoes part of the podcast.
Baby doll.
Now that's just become what we say every time before we get into
Oh,
this. We have a big one, and we were debating whether or not to do it this week because maybe we should have brought in a guest. But to be honest, we're the ones who've been the most vocal about it
I
anyway.
know.
We could have brought Greg Stone in for this, but
Screw him.
Screw it, right? Alex is arch
He
enemy.
wouldn't be able to pick a side.
I mean, and
I love this movie.
Andy's
I love
arch
that
enemy.
movie.
Well, yeah. He'd be
Loves
like,
everything.
yeah, in the middle, I'd be like, you're right, Sean. You're right, Andy. All right.
He would, or that, or Die Hard 2 would be his favorite.
Yeah, right. He'd just be a contrarian. So here's the thing, man. We put it out on Twitter. We put Die Hard 1
A lot of response.
versus Die Hard 3.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
And Andrew Fury of New Jersey will be taking
Vengeance, baby.
Die Hard 3 Vengeance
Oh, I'm so excited.
versus Die Hard
Yeah.
1. Holy cow. Okay, would you like to start off and tell me? Because here's the thing, man. I think I start
All right.
with like. Here's the thing, though.
I'm happy to
Enough
start.
people online were on your side,
Yeah.
so this is not a open and shut case, and a lot of people
I agree.
can't believe it's not. Like Saint Germain, I told him before we were doing
I
it.
know. I said earlier. He was like, "I can't believe you're doing Vengeance." I go, "Well, this is why we do the podcast."
Exactly. So tell me what your reasoning is.
All right. Well, we have same director, so that one's kind of a wash.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, and I don't think this is really up for that much of a debate. Better cast. Let's start right there. I know you've obviously got John McClane.
Oh.
You've got a better ensemble. Hear me out. You've got Samuel L. Jackson. You've got Jeremy Irons. You've got. That's pretty much it. But still,
Yeah.
Who else can?
Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Sam, you mean as far
John
as like
McClane.
name recognition goes?
I'm saying those are three top notch right there, and those are the three who carry the movie. And that to me is almost more favorable than the original.
Okay.
There's a bunch of no names.
So that's. Do you want me to respond to this now?
Yeah, we can do it point by point.
Okay, we'll do it point by point. If you want to talk better, it's better ensemble. As far as
Better
fame
ensemble.
goes. That's what you're saying.
No, not a fame. I'm talking better ensemble.
No. Because you want to talk about better ensemble. They have everything's very clear in the first Die Hard about who does what, and the third one,
I don't know.
It's more, I think it's more not more of a mishmash. Everything's clear for everybody. Like you have. Irons has his sidekick, that guy that he double crosses,
Right.
and then his girl that they're fucking whatever it is. But they're not as you want to talk about like just I don't even know how to like just the guys.
Well, you've got Hans Gruber and then cronies.
Hans Gruber, you have the trope of the black guy with the glasses, the computer guy.
Okay.
One of the best. That's one of the best things ever. That guy is quoted for, and the quarterback is toast is quoted for years and years and years. But also like perfect casting, perfect setup. You have the German brothers that are a big part of it. You have who else? You have the skinny German brother, the big German brother. But as far as you want to talk like bad guys go, like Hans Gruber, it dwarfs what Jeremy Irons does in the other one. Are you crazy?
No.
Hans Gruber, those scenes are just legendary. Are you kidding me? The scene with him and Ellis in the thing, just Alan Rickman as an actor himself is on par acting wise with the Jeremy Irons. Like the guy has been in as much credible stuff. But besides that, as far as like making an imprint on things, 'cause it's been long enough for both movies that when you turn around and you go, what's the best part of this movie? Like Hans Gruber is like an all-time bad guy. Nobody mentions I don't even know. I can't even tell you his name.
Simon Gruber.
Yeah, right, Simon. Yes, that's right. It's Simon Gruber. Yes,
You knew it was
because
Simon.
they're brothers. No, I forgot that's his full name. But I mean, but you don't. That's what I'm saying. I didn't think of it right away.
Hans Gruber definitely has more name recognition. I'll give you that. But Simon Gruber is more diabolical, and he's doing it all for his brother.
Yes, he
Not
is.
all.
But what I'm trying
part
to
of it,
say is
which
like,
is even more diabolical because he's going to go, I'm going to take down the world's economy. I'm going to get rich at the same time, and I'm going to get revenge on my brother's killer.
Too convoluted.
That's vengeance, baby.
Too
It's not
convoluted.
too convoluted. You
Sure
would think
it is.
it was, but that movie is fucking perfectly streamlined.
and
It would have been hard
No,
to really
you would-
go off the
no.
rails. It would have been easy to go off the rails.
You have Hans Gruber, straight up thief, and then it's funny because you get to the point of it, you think it's for a bigger, like when he's talking about the thing about all the people that he wants released from prison, and he goes, I read about them in Time magazine. You know what I'm saying? And then it's all for naught. Like, it's all bullshit, and he just wants to steal. And then in the third one, even McClane makes reference. He goes, I know the man. I know the family. When he talks about
I know,
it.
exactly. That's
but
what clever, that's good police work.
But the point that's made about him being a bullshitter is way more concise and streamlined in the first movie because you're like, oh, you're all in one spot. You're
Right.
You're robbing the one
Boring.
place. Now, because he's literally not boring. They have to amp it up. It's an action movie, so that's where that comes from.
Right.
But you want to talk about, and we'll talk about why it's not boring in a second because. A little later on, that just the idea of Die Hard 1 changed what movies were. So you obviously wouldn't have Die Hard 3 without the 1, but like if you would have put out Die Hard 3 wouldn't have done it. Like Die Hard 3 wouldn't have made it. Like the idea of them hijacking a building and the idea of like, it's almost like this video game land of movies before that was a thing. Like the idea of like getting to the big boss in the movie. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was, it created that. Like I know, yeah, it came out earlier and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just saying that's why Hans was a bigger badass. That's why,
I don't think he was that big, that much bigger of a badass.
I just think like, they just made it like 3. It's like, here's Hans's brother, and he has a bigger scheme, but they didn't make him more evil or more.
Sure, they did. There was some evil shit going on in 3. He was about to bomb a school, but
he never would have bombed the school.
But that's what it shows a little bit of humanity as well.
There's a lot of good stuff about it. I love 3, but I just don't think. I think just the idea of what happens with
clever
1.
too. It's got the riddles, which are fun.
One's
It's
clever.
great.
One's funny. You have the whole debate.
3 is funny. Those movies do have dark sense, not even dark. They're just good sense of humor.
It's good writing. That's what it is.
Yeah.
1, it's the idea of where like. It's the thing of, and I don't know if we talked about this in the podcast yet, where it's like the thing that creates the trope or the thing that creates the sketch. Die Hard 1 was before you had like when I was talking with my Robert Dean the other day. It was a very funny comic, and about the scene in The Simpsons when you have the MacGruber scene where he goes the black partner of MacGruber is going, I'm gonna use, I retire tomorrow. Me and my wife are gonna go on our boat and sail around the world. And you look at the picture and it says, to live forever.
To
live forever.
Such a brilliant
And there
joke.
you go. That's the trope. And they did that. They pretty much started that. But Die Hard is a trope in itself. Before the trope existed, they created the trope. By the time you get down to 3...
Okay, that doesn't mean that the trope can't be done better. Because I will say it took what it started and improved on it.
Take any aspect of the movie. Better
Which is very hard to do for a
sequences.
sequel.
What?
But equal.
It's a great sequel, but that's what it is. It's a great sequel. Like if you saw Die Hard 3 by itself and it wasn't part of the franchise, you would not think it was as good.
I think
having the Die Hard name.
I disagree. I think it's a great standalone movie. That movie could stand alone. You would maybe have to know a little bit about Die Hard 1.
You need all the Die Hard stuff in
I
it
don't think you
in
do.
order, because that's why you like it so much. Because you're sitting there going, like, even the lines I just said, I know the man, I know the family. It's Simon
The beginning's
Gruber.
great. How great is the beginning? He's walking around with a placard. We can't say it on air.
Oh yeah,
It's a clever thing.
It's really
got
clever, yeah.
it's got racial tension in it. It's got vengeance. It's got heisting. It's got oh man, I love it.
I think you take any aspect of the first one. The first one was so legendary. It made a guy instantly famous. Now I'm not saying that's part of that's what we're talking about, but that's another plus and advantage of this movie. Bruce Willis just was that one movie action star, just right away,
All right.
badass.
Well, yeah.
The guy was in a freaking romantic comedy, Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd. The next day, badass, like badass, like became one of the big three. Stallone,
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis. I guess that was the Planet Hollywood guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like. That's just all that action movie money, and granted it was a different time, but three came out within that time period where like action movies were still action
95.
movies, and they didn't have to be tongue in cheek, and they didn't have to 95 was 88 was the first one, 95 was the other one. So
Yeah.
that's not that far after it, but what I'm trying to say is the first one created I know there's sequels, and everybody might call us out on this, but it really did create the world. Like if the first one wasn't as good as it was, who knows if the world for 3 would have been created.
I'll give you. Here's another thing why I like Vengeance. It's a buddy movie.
The other one's not a buddy movie.
It's not.
But it kind of is. Well,
It's his own movie.
With what's his name, Mr. Winslow from Family Matters. Well, they're like at least he
They're
has
talking on a walkie-talkie the whole time. You've got Zeus and McClane solving riddles, going across the landscape of New York City, which is another reason Vengeance is better. It's
Okay.
got the entire city at its disposal, and they use the entire city, even in Westchester
I'll give you
County.
this then. It's a buddy movie, but it's not the best buddy movie.
It's not the best buddy movie,
What's the
but
best
it's
buddy
a great
movie?
buddy. It's a great buddy movie, and that's why I like it.
What's the best buddy movie?
This is a discussion
That's
for
an
another
episode. But I'll
episode.
tell you, I know my answer right now. Do you want me to withhold it, or do you want me to tell you?
Is it? Are you talking action buddy movie or buddy movie in general? Comedy?
Action comedy.
Oh, I was Lethal Weapon.
Oh no,
No?
we can go at it. That'll be another one.
What's
Midnight Run.
Oh yeah, I should have known. No, I was either planes, trains, and automobiles.
Oh, yeah, that's different too. You're right. Yeah.
But great. I don't know. That is not. I love that interaction and their chemistry that they have. They are what the movie will have you believe. They're an odd couple, which is great. They have that racial tension between them. Zeus doesn't want to help this cop out. You know, he's a black guy who thinks is very much put down by the man. You know, however you want to. It was not as cliche as it was today in the mid '90s.
Right.
But
yes.
it's not done hokily either, if that's even a word. It's done really well where you buy it. This guy's angry about his lot in life, and now he's got to help a cop. But he's a good guy, and he's got nephews, and he buys into it.
Well,
And he helps people because, you know.
one of the advantages of both movies is that they're not done.
And it's Samuel.
It's Samuel L. Jackson, who's been in 1,000 movies.
You said it like it takes away from it.
I'm trying to get myself points.
This
here.
was before he was huge.
No, you're right. This helped.
This was
him
right
become-
after Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, this helped him become huge. But what I'm saying is that
My name's not Jesus, it's Zeus.
yeah, I said hey.
What do you keep saying, hey, Zeus?
Dude, I'm just saying as far as like even that Jesus thing like is not quoted as much as
I
will, first off, one of the
relent
biggest
the
things ever.
quotability to you.
Yippee-ki-yay,
I will relent
motherfucker.
the quotability to
Okay,
you.
the quotability, that's big for movies.
It's big.
That's, you put that out there and that's big. Like the whole scene of him with Hans Gruber in the room when and he's talking to not him with what's his name, Ellis, when he's with Ellis and that is one of my favorite things ever. He goes, Hans, Booby. And he goes, Hans, Booby, I'm your white knight. And then when he calls John, he goes, John boy. You know who that guy is? That guy's name is Hart Bachner. He directed PCU.
Really?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
go whooping cranes.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is like quotability. That's what this has for it. You might have one might have buddy movie or a better buddy situation. They both have. It's kind of funny that they both have black and white guy buddy stuff in it.
Yeah.
Even though the first one has it.
I don't know if you can call the buddy the connection. I mean, I get it.
It's interesting to me.
They're not going on adventures together.
But as far as I don't know, man. I think as far as I think the shoot the glass scene is one of the most legendary scenes in the movie.
Shoot the glass.
That really at that point had never been done before. It's like think about action movies before that.
I'll give you that one.
What was it? It was more like epic movies, right? I could be wrong, but
I feel like
if you think
Lethal
of,
Weapon 1 was
E.T.,
87 or 88 too.
Lethal Weapon 1 was around the same time. It was a little bit more grown up. This was a little bit more kid friendly, but even was it R-rated? No, PG-13 probably, right?
Oh, Die Hard?
Yeah.
The
it was
R.
R. Yeah, it was R. You're right.
You had like war-ish movies. First Blood and like Rambo's were kind of action I don't know how to describe it.
It affected things because this was the first one where you're like, and granted, you can say that maybe this is a bad thing down the road because of what the last two Die Hards that came out, or just the last one if you want to be really nice about it, but. It made him. It was the first realistic where it was like this guy's not just a man. He's like a Superman. He's not a superhero, but he's like a superhero.
There are some parts in Vengeance which, he's coming in off a hangover. There are some times where you go, one man can't put up with all that. I will give you that point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But Die Hard 1 pulls it off where you're like, yeah. They show him at least beaten up and battered. The ones later on, like after Vengeance, like he literally like takes down a helicopter with a plane. I mean, with a car.
He takes down a helicopter at the end of Vengeance. He shoots the wires down.
That's right. That's a great ending.
And he figures it out. It's a cool reveal too with the aspirin because he hung out. Gruber leaves him on the boat to explode. Is
that Alba Varden? No, Alba Varden is Lethal Weapon 2. Which one's that one? It's like there's the Newfoundland. They're going to Newfoundland or something.
Yeah, that's Canada.
Yeah.
He throws with the aspirin, and it's Quebec. It's that the Canadian truck stop where they.
Yes, right, exactly.
He looks at it and he realizes that. There are no gold bullions on the oil tanker, that they did indeed steal them.
Well, I
always wondered, how are you going to fleece that, by the way? You know when like these guys steal gold bars and shit? How do you exchange that into cash? Every movie where like every heist movie, I'm always going, who was your fence on that one?
They probably got a guy.
Who?
You gotta get a gold guy. You gotta ask around. You got a bullion guy. You got a bullion guy? I have to find a bullion guy. It's like the same thing when people, but you have to be careful because you don't want to get a bad bullion guy.
No.
That's like the women that go and they ask around about killing their husbands and it's a cop. Like they just ask their friends.
This is my business. I look at diamonds 20 years. I speak his language. Oh, now he speaks English.
Yeah.
Or no,
you want to talk turkey?
Now he talks my language. Let's talk turkey. I butchered it, but
that's because if you don't know what that is, that's casino.
Frank Vince.
That's casino. But here's the thing, man. You want to talk endings? Yeah. The other one's still a better ending.
Yeah, right.
The one is a better ending.
Yeah.
It's a good twist at the end with the aspirin bottle.
All the twists are great in Vengeance. Vengeance got a lot of twists, which is cool. You don't see them coming.
The ending for 3, just to give myself some points here, kind of feels, even though that's a cool thing with the bottle, kind of feels that they're like, oh shit, we have to wrap it up.
We're out of money.
Hey, just shoot the helicopter.
You know why? Maybe you're going to win this one, but Vengeance does run a little long where you go, it's one twist after another. Then they're in the aqueduct. Then they're in the on the oil tanker, and you go.
And
they justify it all, but you go, all right, let's wrap it up. Damn it.
Yeah, and they have the truck driver trope in the aqueduct.
I love that guy.
And he's like
Chester A. Arthur.
Yeah.
He just happens to know all the.
But when it comes to 1, like the ending of 1, that's badass, and that shot of him going down the building's badass.
Yeah.
And just it taking place in a skyscraper.
Nakatomi Plaza.
There's the thing, man. And I might be wrong about this, and maybe I'm talking about my ass a little bit, but there's something about heights that like people start. If they see something taking place in a skyscraper, that's why The Rock could just come out with a movie called Skyscraper.
Yeah.
Because people think like, oh my God, is it going to fall down? I think after 9/11, people were we're scared about skyscrapers all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's a better locale than what they do. You're right. Like Die Hard 3, even though there's a lot of twists and stuff, there's a drag element to it. The other one, it doesn't drag at all. It's also more succinct. It's less time.
I wouldn't say it's a drag element. It's exciting the whole time. I would say it's just kind of like, all right, let's wrap. Doesn't drag. That's the wrong way to describe it.
Well, not
It's
drag,
just
but you know what I'm
going, okay,
saying.
let's enough's enough. I
Yeah,
think.
but I think I know they couldn't have maybe the one locale because you're not just going to do the same thing over and over again. But what I'm saying is, it should have been a little bit more contained than it was.
Well, I'll tell you, it ends on a nice note. He calls his wife Holly again.
Yes, very nice. But it's like, once again, it's like you're doing the due diligence. You're closing
Yeah.
up. Also, they probably thought this might be the last one.
It should have
At the
been.
time. It should have been the last one. But they probably thought that at the time. So he's like, let's wrap up all loose ends.
Yeah.
Here goes the helicopter. Let me call my wife. We're back together again. Everything's happy.
I don't even remember. I know, what was the one that followed? It was like 12 years later. It was 2007. It was Live Free or Die Hard?
And it
Was
the one
his
with
daughter?
Justin Long, right?
Oh.
And it's just Justin Long complaining the whole time. And I've liked Justin Long, but like that movie and that one, then the one came out after it, like in Russia or the Russians, and it's
I don't even know if I've
bad.
seen that
I
one.
forget what it's called. Another Day to Die Hard or something
maybe,
like that.
yeah.
It's something like that. But it's like, but at that point, like if you start naming it like that, where Live Free or Die Hard, Another Day to Die Hard, then it becomes they're just saying he's Bond now. Now he's
Yeah.
Bond.
Yeah.
And he's just a secret agent. Like that doesn't work with Die Hard. That's what they should bring it back to brass tacks. But yeah, so basically, when it comes to when it comes to the bad guy, better ending, bigger action. Yeah, bigger because they blow up the top of the building. What's bigger in 3? The helicopter blowing up?
Oil tanker blows up.
The oil tanker.
Fucking the world's vault blows up.
Oh, that's a big one. Oh, to be honest, one story I will tell you is when I was like, I don't know, 16, whenever that came out, I was 17 when that came out, right? And we went to the city to skateboard, and we were down in that area.
Yeah.
And they were filming it. And in that area, in Wall Street, when they do the whole bank, and we saw I think we saw some of the actors. We couldn't tell what was going on. We didn't know what it was, but that whole subway explosion thing and the vault thing, there's a bunch of ice everywhere. So they must have had real explosions, and that's how they put it out. Like, I don't know if it was ice or some kind of like material. You know how they have in fire extinguishers and stuff like that. It was just, and the guys, they were sitting on top of the whole thing, and they must have just done the explosion. But we were like, whoa, what is that? Like, we were freaking out. But it was pretty cool.
How about rewatchability?
Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, which
love-
one's more rewatchable?
I will watch 3 flip test any day. Sit down and watch 3.
Hold on, you don't go right back to 1?
I don't go right back to 1.
What?
I know that
Are
sounds
you-
ridiculous,
are you
but I love
crazy?
3. I love 3.
Oh my
I know
God.
1 so well. It's just go. Yeah,
Well,
you know
that's
what's
the
next. You know
reason.
what's next. You know what's next.
You haven't seen 3 as much.
I have seen it a shitload.
But 3, after seeing them both almost the same amount of times,
I'll amend it. I'll say up until a certain point. Up until like they get out of the city, then I'll probably flip away.
I'll give you there's a great scene in 3 that I want to mention that I'll give to you, that when the guy, he kills his friend, they kill the Germans kill, and then he wears the guy's badge, and in the earlier on they have a callback. He wears the guy's badge. They're going down to the vault,
Great.
and
Yeah.
through the
know.
reflection in the elevator, McClane sees that it's his friend's
And
badge.
McLean's that's what he's. Anybody see the lotto numbers today?
Yeah, and he goes, those are my numbers, and he just starts shooting them. That's a great. I realize this. I'm a big fan of any fight scenes that happen in an elevator because if you can, it's like Captain America has one too. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you can choreograph a fight scene in an elevator, you're a fucking genius.
You know what's funny? Saying this on a completely unrelated note today. I had
You fought somebody in an elevator.
I had 3 perfect elevator rides today, where I got on the lobby by myself, 37th floor, no interruptions, 3 times, which is a fucking super rarity.
and your building, it's there's
It's
always
insane.
stops because it's a giant building.
So much to the point where I go, that was a banner day. Red letter day on the elevator.
Well, did it physically put you in a good mood when that
It
happened?
totally did. And then I went and did my taxes on the elevator going up and down. It had a door close button that responded immediately. Is that not the best feeling in the world?
Yes.
You get a door closed and it immediately goes. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's so many you go, you motherfucker, you're just
Also-
faking me out. You're just a placebo.
That's what people think it is.
Yeah.
They go, it doesn't really work. They say that and the crosswalk signs. They say that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't think it is.
There's a
I think
few-
some of the ones they deactivate because they're
think
all
so,
on a
too.
timer and stuff like that.
Oh,
but I
this
think if
one,
you're in
I
a
hit it.
small town and you hit the
Beautiful.
crosswalk, I think you actually do affect the crosswalk. But so I'll give that scene's amazing, and there's some good stuff like that. But and then when he ties him up and puts him on the explosive stuff, and he gets out of it by using some of the stuff. That's a cool, like that's also kind of a Bond scene, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think overall, when it comes to it, I think rewatchability. I think the first one, I've seen the first one a lot.
Yeah.
So in my back of my head, I'm like, do I?
Does
agree
it pass
with
your
you?
flip test? Are you watching it every single time it's on? Like Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
me.
With yeah. And to be honest, at this point, now that I'm thinking about it, definitely because I haven't actually seen it on TV in a while. The first one. So if it was on, I would leave it on immediately.
I'll go out and say this too. I don't hate Die Hard 2. I
I don't hate Die Hard
it.
too.
It's like,
it's just not. It's not even close to.
I caught it months ago. Watched the whole thing.
It's better. It's better
doesn't-
now than it was when it came out.
Yes, I agree.
And it's
It's a much lesser movie than its brethren, than its Wingmen.
yeah.
but,
and it's got not John Amos. Who's in it? John Amos. No, not John Amos.
I can't. That's gonna kill me now.
I forget the guy who's in it. But
But it's not. It's not terrible.
It's not
People like to
terrible.
write it off, but I think it's fine.
But it was the one that followed one, and that was such a huge impact.
Sweet snowmobiling scene.
Yeah, and with those with the switch on the ammo where they have if they have the red tape, it's
Yeah.
blanks. If they have the blue, it's not.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that also you're kind of making my argument for me. I'll tell you why. Well, in a way, because I'm going to connect the dots. See, the thought process of 2 was so low because of how much 1 did and how good it was. So
I don't
one
know.
came out.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely. How not? How not?
3.
But back in the day, didn't you think 2 was shitty? You didn't like it right away when you saw it. You were like, this isn't the building with.
and that's
Hans
why
Gruber.
3 is great because it overcame that. It's so good.
Well, 3, because they realized after 2, and then they're quality filmmakers. Lethal Weapon 1 and 2 are really good, both of them, back to back.
Let's not say it's not that good. I was defending it.
2?
It's not that good.
Oh, which one? Die Hard 2?
Yeah.
No. I'm saying Lethal Weapon 1 and 2. I'm saying those are 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misheard you.
The reason I bring those up is because a sequel can be really good, especially when it's those kind of classic guys making them.
Best one? 4.
I'm
kidding.
With Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No, but what I'm saying is, I just think as far as the impact on movie making itself, just mentions, just quotability, like if you, that's why I win, because I'll tell you why. Because 3, and you could at least say, so as far as the movies go, they're equal as far as how good the movie actually is. Even if that's the lowest that you can say. I think 1's better. But even if you're going to say, would you say 1 is a worse movie? Or you just...
I can't use that language because it's not worse. It's I love Die Hard, but
Yeah. Do you think part of it is...
I think 3 is a better made movie because they've learned what they can do better. So it looks a little better. The action sequences are a little better.
You ever notice this?
They've learned.
One thing I did tell you, they must have screwed up in filming the first one, because I don't know if you noticed, but if it was ever on TV in like the 90s and the early 2000s, for some reason the way it was shot, and if they shrunk it down for TV, everything looked elongated.
Yes,
so, yeah.
I
Do you
do
remember
notice that.
Remember that?
Yeah, I think that's what
Now
it was.
it's
Edited
fixed.
for TV.
Edited for TV,
I think
right?
that we grew up with it looking like that, where things are just going to be a little off.
But more so than other movies that would go on TV didn't have that.
Especially the drop, the Gruber. Yeah,
Yes.
that scene when he's falling, you're always like, that doesn't look right.
So, but that's a great ending scene, a great movie overall. I would say,
I mean,
I just don't see what about 3 totally trumps. Because here's the thing, man. You say cast, they both have great casts overall. If you want to think about famous, there's only a couple famous
I
people.
think 3's
and that's
a better
because
acted movie,
Die Hard
too.
already existed. What?
3's a better acted movie.
Yeah, it is. I'll give you that.
I wish everybody had a visual on that.
Why, what did I do?
It was just so stoic.
Yeah, it's a better acted movie.
Again, it's
But
7 years later, you've grown as an actor, you've grown as a filmmaker, you've grown as a director, you've grown as a,
I
So
think the
it's-
first one's more. I think it's more fun. I think it's definitely more
All right,
fun.
I think 3's more fun, that's just again we say this all the time. I can only argue so much a movie I love. Which
I
is
know,
that, and
I know.
So to find negative points about it is
But,
hard.
but I think that's when it comes down to how does it edge it out. So when I'm saying it edges it out, the aftermarket effect of it, meaning like the non-film portion of it, edging it out, is the impact that it made on pop culture.
I'll
And-
give that to you. Yeah,
but-
quotability.
And to be honest, like.
Definitely cool.
And I don't think that's a cop-out, because I'll tell you why. Because 3 could have done
I
the
don't think
same
it is.
thing. It's 20 years later. 3 could have the same exact impact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have had a resurgence and could have had the same impact.
I give you that.
And, quotable. And actually, 2, Lethal Weapon 2 is more quotable than 1. And I know I keep going back, but they kind of
See, I
remind me of
can't
each other.
I can't really.
Diplomatic Immunity.
Yeah,
That's
but I
2.
can't go to it like as quickly as I could 1 or 3
What?
in terms of quotability.
In Lethal Weapon?
I keep hearing Die Hard when you keep saying
I
Lethal
know,
Weapon.
because I go to it randomly. I'm saying those.
keep mishearing you.
The reason why I bring up Lethal Weapons is because same time period, action genre before the action genre became what it is now, which is like a reaction to what it was early 2000s, 90s, and late 80s. Like, meaning like that people who grew up on that are making the ones that now. So they're doing it. Fast and the Furious. It's not.
I'll counterpoint one with you where I think 3 has more quotability. Is Quest for the Holy Grail over Raiders, which is another hot one we have in the queue. And I think you're with me on that one.
Holy Grail. Not Holy Grail. Is it called?
Yeah,
Holy
Holy
Grail.
Grail.
Yeah, I think it's the best one.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. We should fight somebody on that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, I just think the reason I bring up Lethal Weapons, is because the precedent has been set. Like the sequels, like a movie similar to it can have be better than the original. I think 2, on the Lethal Weapons, I think 2 is better, and it was more welcomed by people than 1 was. So technically, with that logic, 3 could have totally trounced on number 1, and it didn't. It held up.
Yeah.
It holds up to
I'm
this
not
day.
as
You
good on
watch
Lethal
1 to now. Now you watch 1. You watch 3 too now, but you watch 1 now, and it's more legendary.
I think
it's
that's
a
where that
watchable.
Mendoza scene comes from. Is more Lethal Weapons than Die Hards.
You think so?
The black partner or the white partner, and it's a.
Maybe. Oh yeah, maybe
think,
it is.
yeah, it's more
well, you know what it is? They're partners in they work for the same police force, and they're partners in the show, in the cartoon.
Right.
So I thought it was like a Danny Glover character, but it might be.
Mendoza.
He goes, "Oh Troy, stop being crazy."
I'm not as good with the Lethal Weapons as the Die Hards.
Lethal Weapons, I loved. You got to see Patsy Kensitt's boobs when I was like 12 years
that was
old.
always a good plus.
Yeah, my dad took me to an R-rated movie. He took me to Die Hard too. But so I think when it comes to these, yeah, like I love the idea of that model of it, like the model of 3. You can compare that to a million action movies after the fact. Die Hard, if something is in a building like that, like when Skyscraper came out,
come on,
I was
my
like-
family's in there. Well, that's fucking Die Hard.
yeah, it's Die Hard. Yeah, it's Die Hard with your family in it. Like, and actually no, it's still Die Hard. It's Die Hard. Your kids are in it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, so yeah, everything in a Skyscraper is Die Hard. Do you know what I
My
mean?
buddy told me, he goes, "Are you going to go see that movie where The Rock fights a building?"
It's like, yes, I am. But you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's not thinking Die Hard when they're seeing that movie.
Of course.
Yeah, so there you go. That's why it's more
Well,
legendary.
sure.
Yeah. So you can never make a movie like that again. But like, you could make a movie that's similar. You could have the ideas from the 3 and
All
and throw
right.
it into a movie. But the minute you go Skyscraper and Terrorists,
yeah.
people are like, yeah, Die Hard. Because even like
I'm trying to think if there is any.
There's nothing else. They stopped doing it because it was so. It was
Yeah.
so. They just
not
nailed
for
it.
not- yeah, all right.
So let's see who won. You want to ask Alex?
Alex, what do
Who
you
won,
think?
Alex?
Now, Sean.
I gotta go with Die Hard.
Hey!
But is
gotta
that your
go with
no?
it.
Is that your personal opinion or based on our argument?
Personal opinion.
Oh, did you listen? You
but
didn't listen to our-
no.
That's basically what's happening.
Yeah, I know. He goes, I would have to say, yeah, Godfather Part 2.
But I
Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 2, yeah. I think that, one thing I just thought of that is weird. It was never spoofed. Die Hard.
Not that I know of.
It probably was spoofed in other things, maybe, but they never did like a straight up. It's weird that they didn't do like a whole, just a movie that was just like a
Yeah, I know.
Naked Gun, but for Die Hard.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I can't recall any.
There's not.
All right.
I thought maybe I was about to say Hot Shots does Die Hard references, but they don't. They do Rambo. He does Rambo.
Right.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
So I think that I won this one. I don't know. We have no way of knowing who won it, but
Well, that's why we like the input of the Defenders.
We'll put it on the Defenders. Defenders, email us, defendyourmovie@gmail.com. Let us know your opinions on it. Did we forget about anything? Oh, you know what? I'll pull out.
I always do.
I'll pull
I
out a
always do
wild
this
card.
thing where you go, I walk away, we'll leave for the night. I go, 10 minutes later, I go, I had another point I forgot.
I just thought of one. The fucking. I think I win right now. The first one has the chain fight with the big German guy.
Yeah.
And the hanging from the chains. Come on, is that one of the most brutal things you've ever seen in a movie ever?
I mean,
And the guy
Part
survives.
3 is packed with Germans, too.
Germans, but not hanging from chains.
I'll give you a very cool scene, though, in 3.
Go ahead.
Which is when they're breaking into the vaults, and the security guard is watching them come through come up the floors on the monitors, and it's during the trying to come marching home, and the chick just
I know.
comes in and just marches in with
like
the samurai sword.
Sonya Blade. From
That's a
Mortal
badass
Kombat.
one. That's a badass death scene.
That's a badass death scene
Because he just kind of does the
does not beat the chain
No,
fight.
all
I'm
right.
sorry, it does because that's one of the most badass things ever. When he's like, yeah, he's like he's freaking out. That is one of the best things ever. And then he thinks he kills him, and then he shows up at the end.
Yeah.
That's another thing where it's like, they created that, like thinking somebody's dead and they're not. Like,
that.
it's a biggie.
That scene has that great Die Hard comic relief though at the end when Simon goes, I think he's dead.
Yeah, yeah, but another great comic relief in the first one when he kills one of the guys, sends him down with the sweatshirt, and the sweatshirt says, "Now I have a machine gun." Ho ho ho.
Yeah, damn it. They're great movies.
They're great movies. Let us know what you think. Also, tweet at us at Defend Your Movie on Twitter and hashtag Defend Your Movie on Instagram. Let us know what you think.
And keep it, polite. I know it's a real.
Or they got
energy.
shitty. They got shitty, right?
Well,
Yeah.
people get real passionate, and that's fine. But we're human beings.
Yeah, please don't hurt our
You get
feelings.
people yelling at me, go, "How the fuck did you think of that, you piece of shit? I hope your dad dies tomorrow." I go, "Now relax.
Take it easy. It's a
We're
movie.
just talking about movies here, dude."
Anything else you want to plug, bud?
Yes, I will be in Fairfield, Connecticut again this weekend. Me and Gary Veter are
Real white people
co-headlining
schedule.
the Fairfield Theater Company, which I've heard is a very cool, fun show. So come out and yell at me. We'll talk some movies. And I believe that's it until later in March. So follow all my tour dates at AndyFiore.com and on social media at Andy Fiore. And if you are a SiriusXM subscriber,
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I want to do the thing. Just like how Greg said he had the potato thing. That people bring out a potato. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do Andy's thing for the podcast. If you see him in the show, not during the show, afterwards, go up to him and go, "How the fuck could you like Die Hard 3?"
absolutely. I would love that. I would love that. Yeah, if you're, that would be great.
That'd be funny.
The Raw Report is what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Every Thursday at 4 p.m. on Sirius XM Raw Dog. It's a fun show. We interview comics and celebrities and people in entertainment. It's fun. You should tune in.
I am at Shawnee Time on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me there. And I will be right when 2 days after or starting the Monday after this comes out, I'll be at the Comedy Cell in Las Vegas for a week. So if you're in the area,
Nice.
it's at the Rio in Las Vegas. We have 2 shows a night for a full week, so no excuse not to come out and say hello if I'm there. Now Andy can pick what my thing is if you want.
Oh, so I wasn't prepared.
What should they come? I know. Sorry, I just thought of this now. And then you have to come up to me at the show. If you're a Defender, come up to me at the show and say,
How the fuck do you think? Dude, I forget these as soon as we tape.
I know,
It's
I
so
know,
hard.
yeah.
You guys had one the day of. What are
know.
some ones we did recently? I
No,
can't even
don't worry
fucking
about
remember,
it.
dude.
But like, you can even say "fuck you." I don't even. It doesn't matter. Fuck you from Andy. Say that.
No.
Yeah, but definitely come out. Come to the shows. And then I have a show once a month on Sirius. It's called Celebrate. We do it on Raw Dog 99. And hopefully that will be going weekly soon. I'll give you details on that when they come out. And yeah, we are at Showbiz Studios. That's showbizstudios.com. You can check out their website. Also, they have a YouTube page and an iTunes page where you can check out all the amazing Showbiz Studios podcasts. A lot of them are run by our friends that are super funny. So make sure you check out the stable of Showbiz Studios podcasts. And that is the show, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.
My friend, there's a time